So today we are dividing rational functions. Friday we were multiplying. So once I get my projector turned on, we'll be working on that. So number one wants us to find the quotient. What we do when we have division, we want to flip the second fraction. Okay, so I have my first fraction is 7x over 2x minus 10. And then I'm going to change it to multiplication and flip that second fraction. So now it's going to become x squared minus 11x plus 30 over x squared minus 6x. Then I want to go ahead and factor everything. So my numerator for my first fraction, I can't factor it any further than 7x, so that's going to stay the same. What about the denominator? Can I factor anything out of 2x minus 10? What? 2. So I'm going to have the 2 up front. What's 2x divided by 2? X. And then negative 10 divided by 2? Negative 5. Okay. Then for my top part of the fraction, I'm looking for what multiplies to positive 30 and adds up to negative 11. So what two numbers give me that? Positive or negative? Negative. So I want negative 5 and negative 6 because they need to add up to negative 11. So they both need to be negative. Then on my denominator, can I factor anything here? You sure? So I can pull out an x. X squared divided by x gives me x. Negative 6x divided by x gives me negative 6. Okay. So then do you guys remember what I do after this step? Cross out. What can I cross out? Okay. Anything else? Anything else? The x. Because remember, it's just being multiplied by that 7. It's not part of the 7. So when I go to rewrite this, I end up with 7 over 2. Do I need to say what x can't equal? Do I need to say, like, x can't equal 0? Is there even an x in my final answer? No. So I only have to say what x can't equal when there's an x in the final answer. Let's do this in green. Good morning. Just over number 2 just because of my computer issues. So.
Hey Leslie, that's something to this way. All you have to do is swing by instructor and report for lookup and see if that is if this is a possibility. Let me know what she thinks. Sorry.
Okay, so what I want to do on number 2 is I want to flip the fraction. The second one. So now I'm going to have x squared minus 8x plus 15 on the top over x squared minus 5x. Okay, then what do I want to do next? Factor, so I'll do it down here. What do I get from my denominator? Okay, so I factored out a 3 by dividing both the bottom and both terms by 3 is what I was trying to say. Okay. So then what's the factors of my numerator? And then my denominator? Oops, I forgot to write the x out front. Okay. Then what can I cancel out? Someone else. Okay. So what is my final answer here? Questions on this one? Okay. So number 3 is kind of the same idea, except if I think about this as like an expression over 1, I can go ahead and flip that as a fraction. So I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to have 6x squared plus x minus 15 over 4x times 1 over 3x squared plus 5x then I want to factor, but the nice one is the nice one. The top one isn't a nice one to factor. I want to use the AC method here. So remember, this is A, B is 1, C is negative 15. want to do is I want to take my A and C value and multiply them together. So I'm going to do 6 times negative 15. Which gets me what? Just can use a calculator. You can't do it in your head. Negative 90. So now what I'm looking for are two numbers that multiply to negative 90 and add up to what? 10 and 9. Which one has to be the negative? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break up my middle term into 10 and negative 9. And right now I'm just still focusing on the 6x squared part. I'm not going to even focus on the rest of it. Okay. So then what I want to do is group it into two terms. So I have this group and this group. What can I factor out of my first group? What do they have in common? 2x. Then I write 2x out front. What's 6x squared divided by 2x? 3x. And then 10x divided by 2x? On my second group, what divides negative 9 and negative 15? I'm going to make it a negative 3 just to make that coefficient positive. 6 and 10 are even, so I just divided them both by 2. Because I'm looking for what numbers divide them both. So then, negative 9x divided by negative 3, 3x. Negative 15 divided by negative 3, positive 5. So then my final thing when factoring with the AC method is I take my outside terms, and these are going to get grouped together. So in one set of parentheses, I'm going to have 2x minus 3. And then in my other set, I'm going to have that repeated part written only once. I don't have orange anymore. Well, I factored the top, but have I solved the problem? No. So I can rewrite my top as 2x minus 3, 3x plus 5, and this is just the numerator of the first fraction. Do I need to factor the denominator? The 4x? No. On my second fraction, I can't really do anything with 1, so that stays a 1. And then can I factor that? The 3 squared plus 5x? Divide both of them by x, so then I write an x out front. 3x squared divided by 5x is 3x. And 5x divided by x is 5. So what can I cancel out here? Anything else? No. Why can't I do the x? I have 2 x's. Because it's what? They're on the same side of the fraction, so I can't cancel them out. They're being multiplied and not divided. So then I want to rewrite my final answer. I have 2x minus 3 on the top. And then 4x times x is... Okay. Do I need to do the not equal to 0 part here? Yes, because I have x's in my answer. So then I want to take the 3x plus 5 and set it not equal to 0. Then I want to subtract 5 from both sides. Gets me 3x doesn't equal negative 5. Then I want to divide both sides by 3, which gets me x doesn't equal negative 5/3. So. Questions here? For the what? The 6? They both have x's in them, 3x squared and 5x. So I divided both of those terms by x and wrote it out front. Any other questions here? Okay, so for number 4, what do I want to first do? I want to write it over 1, and then I want to flip the fraction. We have school on Wednesday. Every day.
No, they sent an email out.
I got it.
Okay, so my A is 6, my B is 4, my C is negative 2. Then I want to plug into the formula. So A times C is 6 times negative 2. Yeah. No. When it's a fraction, I just flip it and change it to multiplication. Okay. Then 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. So what are my factors of negative 12 that add up to positive 4? Yeah. 6 and negative 2. So then I want to split this up. I'm going to have 6x squared. And then instead of writing 4x, I'm going to have positive 6x minus 2x minus 2. No, so I split it into 2 groups. No, so I'm looking for what each group has in common now. So what can divide 6x squared and 6x? Larger than 3? 3 does work, but 6x. So 6x squared divided by 6x gets me... Okay, and then 6x divided by 6x gets me 1. Remember, anything divided by itself always gives 1. This is a problem I see even in my college classes. Okay, on my second group, what should I take out of them? Negative 2x divided by negative 2 is x, and then negative 2 divided by negative 2 gets me 1. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to combine them, the outside pieces, so I get 6x minus 2, and then x plus 1. So now that I have factored my numerator, I want to go ahead and rewrite it. Should I factor the denominator? The 5x squared. Should that get factored? Just stays 5x squared. Then I have the 1 on top. Can't really do anything with that. And then the denominator of the second fraction. Can I factor anything out of 2x squared plus 2x? 2x. So then I'm going to have x plus 1 when I factor. Okay. Can I cancel anything out? What? X plus 1. So then when I rewrite this, I'm going to have 6x minus 2 on the top. What do I get on the bottom? 10x cubed, because I take the 5 and multiply by the 2. On this one, notice all three numbers are even. So what I can do is I can factor out a 2 from everything. So if I divide this by 2, and this by 2, and this by 2, that'll get me 3x minus 1 over 5x cubed. Then I just need to take the part I canceled out and set that not equal to 0. So then I would subtract 1 on both sides, and I get x doesn't equal negative 1.